Hey guys, Tightrope here, bring you a 1v1 today. We're on road to Tunis. Safe space pointing on the right is across the Pacific, with Wehrmacht, who's immediately locked into Luftwaffe. On the left hand side is Divine Fury with US forces. No battle group selection yet. Started out with a engineer going into a rifleman. This is a Patreon backer submitted game in terms of ranks. Divine Fury is 280 and Across the Pacific is 470.
Sandbag wall before?
So a little bit of unusual capping order here. Scout coming out to this side of the map. It's going to mean slower second fuel connection for Divine Fury. And, I think Scout's not really that good at combat, quite good at capping. Sitting it isolated like this, I don't think it's particularly effective. Maybe if you're lucky you could beat a Pyro in a 1v1, maybe, but nothing you can rely on. So doing a move like this, maybe if you want to try scout out a location for a rifleman to find a good spot to attack, that can be okay, but this isolated move is not particularly effective. Meanwhile, we've got a machine gun produced by Across the Pacific. The most common build these days is 2 Pyros into 3 greens for Wehrmacht players. Just because, machine guns are a little bit weak at the moment, post TTK changes, and it's quite easy for things to go wrong. Putting a machine gun this early, quite easy for it to get flanked, out positioned. And, if it gets forced to retreat in the first skirmish, it really sits you in a bad spot for the rest of the game, but first engagement goes pretty well here. Jumps into the building just before the rifleman got there. Don't think Divine Fury needed to run away with that second rifle that was over here. Probably could have ducked behind this wall, coming down here for some more territory, but that was alright.
Grenadiers have been mustered for battle.
Good start for the machine gun. At this stage, though, usually can be a good idea to get your machine gun out of the building. Yep, good.
You need us? Weapon team ready.
Either, can do some capping here, jump back in, or maybe try bring it in for a fight. Going for a cut-off move like this, probably want to bring your machine gun up to here to cover it. Doesn't quite get the cap off there. With machine gun support would have been successful, but it's, it's fine. Use that as a real strong point. See a lot of troops coming in for Across the Pacific here. So I would expect 3 greens, machine gun, all these units, probably to see the veteran training coming in. And the tier 1 tech structure. Get those green D med kits going. Going for this many units from tier 1, I think it makes a lot of sense. It just seems to be quite strong at the moment. It gives you that extra boost of firepower to help fight back against riflemen, which typically do still have the edge on grenadiers. Gives you a sidetrack to get healing. There we go. Move coming in from Divine Fury. He's got the flamethrower coming in.
The enemy has taken a
Machine
victory
gun needs to
point.
get out of there fast. Oh, wow. Late switch. Get some suppression on. Oh, jumps out just in the nick of time, but still might get decrewed. Rifleman no chase, though. Probably should have been a decrew there. Very, very close call, though. I think, once you see a flamer within attacking range of your machine gun, you've got to retreat. Trying to switch the focus fire across is just not going to work. You're going to die too quickly. It was an extremely close call. So 4 rifles now for Divine Fury into healing. This usually does provide a tremendous amount of map pressure. Hard to keep up with.
We've been spotted.
Sector lost.
Pioneers taking casualties.
Excuse me if there's some traffic noise as well. I've got my window open
We have
now.
lost control
That
of
stage
the
of summer.
point.
Starting to get too warm to cast. With the window closed.
Grenadiers ready.
We have
Yep,
finished the
here's the vet
research.
training. A little bit late getting this. online. Maybe about a minute and a half or so after it could have been up. So it needs a little bit of sharpening. It's going to be tech coming up now. I was coming back here, but probably should be able to see what was working on this, right? The riflemen were next to the capture circle would have revealed themselves. The pyros are not going to have any chance. I might pause here for a second. They're not going to have any chance against a rifle squad charging in like this. Machine gun is coming in, but still got to set up. Pyros are going to get forced away before that happens. So if you want to make a move like this, you know, pyros have got a sight range advantage over the riflemen. Come into sight range so that the machine gun can set up at long range. And then start moving in once the machine gun starts firing. That'd be the suggestion. Got suppressed really fast though. I'll probably at that stage leave the pyros like right on the edge of the circle here to try to finish the cap off. Maybe if there was like a light vehicle it might be risky, but as long as you back your reaction time should be fine. Cap with the pyro, then retreat. That would free up the machine gun. Maybe come down like this side.
Enemy forces
You can
have
test
captured a victory point.
this cutoff. So there should be some grenadier medkit healing going on. Maybe on this squad out the back, so it's ready for the next fight. Good healing over here.
Territory captured.
Captain for Divine Fury, pretty standard stuff.
Fire! Fire back! Keep your fuck! I see them!
Flamer coming in.
251
Maybe could have held a little bit
artillery
longer
is
there,
deployed.
but not long enough to decap the point, so might as well just get out of there, fair enough. So it's going to be a Stummel. That's fine.
Pioneers in enemy entanglement!
G42 and crew ready.
Territory captured.
EP situation looking pretty good for across the Pacific at this stage. Divine Fury maybe a little bit trigger happy on his retreats. Got some of these situations you could stand the fight for a little bit longer.
Victory point lost.
Maybe try use that time to find some different angles.
Bastards have
It's like
secured our
crawl out
territory
of
from us.
machine guns range here, but he's going to run right into the Stummel.
Enemy infantry have opened fire!
And he's not quite done yet for Divine Fury. Creed is charging in. And hold the cutoff for a little bit here.
Panzergrenadiere
Luckily,
have
none
been
of the
deployed
riflemen
to
are
front.
vet 1 yet, so you don't have to worry about like sprint into snare. And Stummel gives it a little bit more freedom to operate. I'm getting it coming just now. No reaction on
The
Stummel
enemy
though.
has cut us off. We have territory out of
Is that
supply.
I think that was barraging the whole time. It's a snare. Should be safe back there though. Pegun's coming in to chase off the remaining troops. Stummel's got a long way to go before getting repaired.
Command us!
Okay, we've got tech coming up for Divine Fury. It's going to be tank depot as well, so he's going straight up, skipping the motor pool. We'll give some more time for the Stummel to be effective. But so far, his map control's been pretty secure. And the Stummel's not really a vehicle that like chases down and wipes stuff. You know, help you win fights. That's not gonna There's often squad wipes, so it makes it a bit more free to operate. And this was a nice move from Divine Fury. Maybe he didn't have to send 2 riflemen into bait on this side, but machine gun facing this direction, then brings in the flamer from the other side. This time though, Across the Pacific got out fast.
Taking hits!
And you know, he's got grenadiers nearby, could consider merging into them, healing it up at some
Enemy
stage,
forces
so
have claimed our territory.
leaving it on the field does have a lot of merit. when playing with Grenadiers.
Stummel,
Need the
give us
Stummel in here
orders.
now, though.
They open fire! Fire back! Keep your distance! We're losing men here!
T-42! We're ready!
This is a bit of a risky push here with this machine gun. Oh, and it's late on the retreat. That is 100% dead. No dodge. Late dodge. Okay, it's an MG steal the whole time the Stummel's been out of action. Sticking around for a greedy decap on the cutoff as well. Oh! I think it's going to be the worst of both worlds here. A squad wipe and no decap. Divine Fury not chasing though, letting him off the hook. That was a close call for AcrossThePacific. Stummel finally remembered being brought back in here. Machine gun turned over, but that's it so far. Could be worse.
Anti-tank gun and crew are ready for orders.
But a pack now for AcrossThePacific. It's fine. Good time to try and get a few mines up with these pyos around this timing. Got a bit of freedom to use them. Try focus on combat with the Stummel.
Those troopers are firing at us!
Send like send the Grenadiers out to do the edge capping, the combat. Leave the Pioneers closer to the middle to plant mines. Be in position to repair the Stummel if it takes anti-tank grenade damage. So the squad side of the building's about to go down. Do you think we haven't seen enough Grenadier medkit usage to this point? These Grenadiers are coming into the fight too low health on average. So not being able to fully take advantage of that Vet 1 training. You know, that green medkit usage is one of the huge benefits of going for that vet training. So if you're not taking advantage of it all the time,
Jesus! Do they ever stop?
you're not fully exploiting this strategy. You might be better served going for just base healing. Which does require less micro, so, you know. You want to challenge yourself as a player, right?
Territory sector lost.
Try to grow and learn, become a stronger player. So while this has been happening, Divine Fury's come down this side, cap the fuel. So this is painful. Specifically got a very strong army right now. And the squad wipe this time round. Mortar coming in now for Divine Fury. I think this is not entirely needed. One machine gun's been turned over. Mortar's not that good against packs. A lot of these units are very mobile. But maybe he just wants to start vetting it up now, getting to vet 1, getting the air burst. That makes a big difference. And we've got an easy 8 in the build. Meanwhile, AcrossThePacific has been losing control of his fuel for a good chunk of time. It hasn't really like capped this fuel. It's cut it off a few times. It hasn't really capped it, so quite far behind in terms of fuel income. Captain could be a wipe opportunity, maybe like a grenade into retreat situation here. Gets the wipe anyway. That was a little bit lucky, I think.
The enemy has 300 points remaining.
Easy
Alpha
8.
Grenadier Company is being upgraded.
P-greens. Just one more thing I want to talk about here is whether to go for the Vet 1 training on the Panzer Grenadier Company. It looks like it's coming in now, which is maybe a little bit on the late side. Like if you're trying to push out a Stummel early enough, then you probably want to go for it after the Stummel, and then maybe you go for like a Stummel and a Panzergrenadier from the Panzergrenadier company. Then you go for the training like right then, so that they can rapidly get to Vet 1, and they can start getting that 25% bonus experience right away. If you're planning to build like quite a few units from Panzergrenadier company, which you usually are, most Wehrmacht builds involve building 2 packs. So just being able to like get them both back to Vet 1 every time they get decrewed is kind of handy if you're going double packs, right? But yeah, makes the P-Green so much stronger, that Vet 1 ability. It's kind of like their secret sauce. Gives them so much extra DPS. So yeah, a bit late on the Vet 1 training here. Kind of missed the mark. And at the stage where you might even consider skipping it and just trying to use this to try get earlier what is it, Panzer Company instead.
Our brave infantry
Retreat
has
over
been
there,
killed.
unfortunate. Easy 8's on the other side of the map. With 2 packs, the Stummel, 2 Faust should be able to hold things down here, but just I'll pause again for a second. As I said, like no mines have come up during that window. Like usually I'll be mining up like all around here, one on this road, here. These are like all really good mine spots, maybe one here as well. Got 300 munitions. I know there's a loiter in this battle group, which is a good way to spend your munitions as well, but getting some mines up, especially if you've been cut off a lot, you lost a lot of fuel income, your opponent's expected to get their tank out first. If you've had a dominant period of map control, getting some mines down is very helpful, and in this case Divine Fury has no sweeper as well, so he'd be extremely susceptible to mines.
Enemy forces have captured a victory point. Research completed.
So Easy 8 might even be able to get the squad wipe here with some good main gun hits. The pack is... where's it going?
Converting bunker to a medical facility. Grenadier squad has been destroyed.
Not going to help. Next target after this for the Easy 8 could be the Stummel, so you want to make sure the pack and the Stummel are somewhat close to each other. So send the pack over to the Stummel now in case it gets attacked next. In this case, Easy 8's coming back for the Grenadiers.
Deployed.
We're a bit late getting out, and wow, they were really clumped up for that shot. That is probably going to be another squad wipe now.
Our brave infantry has been killed.
Well, that's really unlucky, I'd have to say. They were so clumped up. Not much you can do about that. So now across the Pacific in major trouble, lost all of the Grenadiers. Did manage to get healing up. Bunker healing, which is good for the casualty clearing function, of course.
Recoilless launchers ready to paradrop on your request.
You need AT support?
Over the course of
The
the match,
enemy
but
have taken our
this is a
territory.
really tough spot to be in. Got the manpower
The enemy
discount
has claimed our sector.
online now as well. Good, didn't miss the timing on that by too much. Got a bazooka now for Divine Fury. That's a
Victory
strange
point is under
option.
enemy control.
That infantry regret shooting at us!
Double packs there.
Those bastards have been machine gunners targeting us!
They're not in position. They're not. Here they go now. Too late. Everyone's already dead.
Get out of his arms!
So you need to be a bit earlier. If you're making a push like this, what you want to have happen is you need your packs to be at least within like about this distance. Maybe like 15 range beyond them. P-greens are about here on them. So that if your P-greens get attacked, your packs are still in a safe position. They're not that likely to get attacked, but they also don't have too far to go to attack the enemy. Maybe you could like backpedal to some cover, bait the vehicle forwards into them, something like that. You gotta, if you're pushing forwards with your infantry and you know your opponent's got a vehicle, you gotta have your AT guns ready to support the infantry, not just pointing in a sideways direction.
Commander, you have
And
command points available.
was in trouble.
We are not built for this.
Oh, just survives. Do have the Vet 1 ability on the Stummel, but I think it might have died before it got it off there, just because it wasn't facing the right angle, so I think just driving away is probably the fine choice.
Reinforced and ready.
We have lost a sector. The enemy is striking at our
amount of
infantry
damage
company.
there.
Keep eyes on our flank.
We have territory cut off from supply.
Panzergrenadiere reinforced.
Pack's backing away.
Taking shots at us. Shoot back.
So Across the Pacific does have the resources now for a tank. The staple with this build, I'm going to pause it for a bit here again. The staple with this build is to go for a Brumbier, right? Backed up by the double packs, very strong, good for bleeding the riflemen. But in this case, because all three Grenadiers have gone down, no more Fausts, no Snares, that does carry with it a much greater risk at this stage. So even though I think the P4 doesn't have a particularly good matchup against the Easy 8, I think it probably has to be a P4 here just because of the lacking of Snares. It's not going to allow the packs to really function as they need to make the Brumbier work. So it is going to be the P4.
Crunch what you can.
We have lost control of a victory point.
That heavy machine gun is targeting us.
Alarm! All victory points are under enemy control.
Still quite a few command points away from the Loiter now, having gone for the manpower discount first. I think going for the manpower discount first is usually the right call, but in this case, maybe going for the Loiter first might have been the way forward, since
Panzer 4 is field ready.
got so much munitions and need some kind of momentum to push back into the game. One of the situations where you have to
Sectors
just
are isolated. We have been cut off.
adapt a little bit.
It's just infantry.
We have lost a
Packs
sector.
are near here. That's good. Got the P-Green coming up for some support against the bazooka. Overall looking pretty strong here.
Maschinengewehr. Get out of his arc.
Ever so slightly out of range.
Shit. He's dead. In contact with the enemy.
There we go. Getting unlucky with the bounces though.
Fucking dead.
Now they're getting swarmed. P-Green's coming in though on the machine guns flank. That should be pretty good with a bundle grenade. Packs are staying here though. They're getting blasted by the riflemen this whole time. Stummel's coming back now, but the packs are in major trouble.
Has been destroyed.
The bazookas and the Easy 8 have been chipping away at the P4.
A pack gun has been knocked out.
Did force away the machine gun. What? I don't. The bundle grenade? I didn't see any
5
explosion
command
over
points
here.
available.
So both packs decrewed here.
We're taking losses.
Stayed in that fight for way too long. So clumped up. Across the Pacific still has a lot of manpower to rebuild with here, as long as these packs don't get destroyed. So I think going for a Grenadier is actually a pretty good call here. Might have to go for like just build a pack at this stage as well. Expecting that one of these is probably going to get destroyed and you're going to need the support
The
of
enemy
your
has
freshly
cut us
constructed
off.
pack.
We have territory out of supply.
That's what I'll be thinking. Looks like Divine Fury's going to go for steel, which isn't going to be successful. Need to get these pyros on repairs here. This is a situation where I always have my pyros like on one control group. So I can quickly just give a repair order to something, and it's a lot easier to do that from the tactical map these days, repairing from the tactical map. Pretty handy.
The enemy has
But
taken
second
a victory
Easy 8
point.
arrives, and that really makes it just about impossible for AcrossThePacific to recruit these AT guns here.
Territory sector lost.
So at this stage, it's basically a lost game, I think. If the second AT
The
gun
enemy
gets
holds all
decrued.
victory points.
Could be an okay spot for the Stummel to even like drop a smoke on one of these if you remember where it is, because can't attack move with the Easy 8s if they can't see it. It looks like it's not something that Divine Fury's doing.
Our territory
Good
is
range
exposed.
on
We
the
must
bazooka
re-establish
team.
a connection.
So it's rolling up.
Bazooka aircraft ready to loiter the target area.
Got the loiter now. Dropping it. Easy 8's going to have to respect that. Maybe I'll get the Faust off.
We have 300 points remaining.
Still on AT gun causes some trouble. Greedy is overstaying their welcome in front of the Easy 8s. Peagram's pushing out to the edge, desperate for the VPs. Motorplane's doing a good job there. So definitely Divine Fury making a huge mistake not killing off this decrew pack. Second P4 coming in for AcrossThePacific. And another green here. This pack needs to be the highest priority to recruit. I wouldn't even send the P4 over to the side to try and fight two Easy 8s on its own. With no snares, no pack backup. It's just asking to feed vet, if not die. Not a good call.
Reporting in.
Okay, that's good. Used the merge to get that pack up to full strength.
Our front line failed. 250 points remain for us.
Yeah, it's coming in from a unusual angle here. He's popped the rate of fire bonus. Rear armor of the P4s. Being slammed by the bazookas from the other side. No loiter to bail this one out. Easy 8s again. Packs back for healing though. Oh, everything's so clumped.
200 points remain. We are losing our grasp.
So this is a situation where like merging your base can sometimes be pretty handy, like just cancelling the repairs or the reinforce on the Peagrams, merging in. Save yourself a little bit of manpower. Overall, don't think we've seen enough merge from AcrossThePacific. And it's over here on the pack. I think it was the first time I saw it in this game. First time I noticed it at least. There's a decent pack position. Charge here. The squad won't. Yep, there's good time to retreat now. Force healthy. Here it comes. Oh, not quite a Faust. Faust on this probably would have been his end. Okay, decrew on the pack. That's looking pretty good. I'll keep chasing. Oh no, there's a third easy 8. Disaster. Just about there for another loiter, actually.
Increase security around the HQ. We are down to 100 points.
AcrossThePacific, gonna kill that off. I think probably trying to steal it might be the way to go. The Grenadier coming up could be an option. I should be going straight for the VP capture here. See that Divine Fury's been using the field repairs, so it doesn't matter that he's low on repairs.
We found the fucking enemy!
And by the time guys go for the cap, the Easy 8's healthy again, ready to fight.
Pioneer infantry kill.
And they're getting just blasted out by these Easy 8s. Got bars online now for the rifleman because Divine Fury pretty close to the population limit.
Anti-tank gun and crew are ready for orders.
And then AcrossThePacific built a pack after destroying the one they probably could have taken. Loader coming in.
Enemy forces have captured a victory point.
Oh my goodness, that's got to be on 0 health. Straight up black bar.
Hold any victory points.
Bar.
We must counterattack.
We're just doing well over here. About 20 VPs with the triple cap.
We must shift our resolve.
Oh.
We are down to our last 10 points.
We must fall back for now.
So yeah, overall I think the build order for AcrossThePacific, you know, pretty close to the meta build. So there's not a lot to critique there. In terms of utilizing it though, need to see a lot more green medkit usage and merge. You know, I think that's the secret sauce for this build. Able to, you know, get their bolster and firepower by getting the early vet 1, helps you fight back against the rifleman. Then also you get healing from the green medkit, so you don't need to invest in healing. That helps you a lot in the fights as well. And then you can merge, saving yourself manpower on the Panzer Grenadiers, or just keeping your team weapons on the field and healthy. So we need to see more merging, more medkitting. We saw a bit of it, but need to be seeing a lot more of it, just on like stray squads off on the edge capping. We've got the green medkits ready to go. They should be healing up as well. Yeah, and then in the mid-game, you know, like AcrossThePacific, I think had about 100 VP lead before the first Easy 8 showed up. But in terms of like where units are being sent, I think we're seeing like sometimes Pyos being sent to the far edge to do like capping where they might, you know, like run into a squad, then lose the fight, then have to retreat. So generally in those situations, you want to be like leading with a stronger combat force. You know, especially if you've been watching the mini-map, you know that your enemy's had a squad over there. Maybe you've been paying attention. You've seen what they've got over there. Hopefully, you can take that intel and then you know, okay, they've got a rifleman over there. I'm going to send like at least a P-Green over there to win the fight. And then my Pio can do the back capping once the P-Greens force them away. That's the way you got to be approaching your capping. You got to be noticing what they're capping with on that side so you know how much you need to send over there to try win the fight. And then, yeah, leave your Pios close to the middle of the map where they can get a few mines down. If you expect you're going to be up against tanks, you know, like an early mine, if they run into a mine with that like shock value tank, they're out of action for like, 40 seconds after that, let's say. You have to like drive back somewhere, then repair it up. It's really taken the steam out of their push, allows you a lot more time to catch up. And then they have to be worried about mines after that. They're like, okay, I need to build a sweeper. Then I don't want to be too aggressive with my tank until I get the sweeper up here. So then they play more timidly with their tank thereafter. So it's something very important. And especially with the style, Panzergrenadier Company with Wehrmacht, you don't have to invest in Panzerschrecks and stuff. Once you got the Stummel, you've got nothing else to spend your munitions on, really, apart from battle group abilities and bundle grenades, stuff like that. So got quite a lot of munis available for mines. Got to take advantage of that, especially with the double pie of start. What else? But yeah, just a few careless Grenadier wipes, maybe retreating a little bit late. Really, once that Easy 8 came out, I think it also got 2 wipes down here, like one Grenadier here, one Grenadier there. And it was extremely hard to come back from that. But to come back from that, the pack positioning needs to be sharper, needs to be a little bit further up when your infantry's pushing, so it's ready to return fire, whatever vehicle starts shooting at the infantry. And you need to be like predicting where their tanks are going to be going with it a bit more. Maybe, your Stummel's over here fighting. Okay, they're probably going to send their tanks over to fight the Stummel. So have your packs, within striking distance of the Stummel. So that if it does get attacked, the packs are there to defend it. And maybe you can even turn that into a kill, They get overconfident, they try and attack it. The Stummel uses V1, the packs are there, start lighting it up. Can be pretty strong. Yeah, I think in the late game, going for the P4 was fine. Maybe even the second P4, just because, as I said, the lack of snares makes it a lot harder for the packs to be useful. But yeah, it was just a tough spot after the Easy 8 wiped out those 2 greens. Hard to come back from that kind of casualties. And Divine Fury didn't overplay his hands too much with the Easy 8s. Didn't just like recklessly dive. Once the double packs were decrewed over here to the rifleman, game was really sewn up. Well, I hope that was a good learning experience, and feel like you're going to be cast by me. Details are in the video description below. Otherwise, I'll catch you all for the next thrilling installment. Goodbye and good luck.